City Hall. At a Halloween celebration at City Hall last year, a rat gnawed through a pumpkin put out for decoration. In another incident, LA City Hall has a City Council President Herb Wesson on Wednesday submitted a motion asking the city to report back on the scope of vermin and pest control issues at City Hall and adjoining city buildings. Employees shouldn't have to come to work worried about rodents, Wesson said in interview. I intend to do. City workers at several offices say they've seen evidence of rats. At least two city. The council president said he's had a series of problems with vermin in his fourth-floor office, as well as fleas in the carpet. Things got so bad. Vanessa Rodriguez, a one-time Wesson spokeswoman, said late last year that she discovered tiny paw prints on papers on her desk. It looked like the artwork of a small child with a rubber stamp.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.